Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That was a surprise, wasn't it? Because yesterday,
you surprised me.
yeah, now you're surprising me. Good morning, it's me, Steve.
And it's me, Kass.
You're supposed to say both.
And you have tuned into the Fun Road podcast, which is all about making life a little more fun.
Yeah.
Because life should be enjoyed.
Life is a road, and you can do a road trip with no fun or a road trip with fun.
Yeah.
We make it fun. We put in the candy, we put in the great, I was going to say a road trip CD, but we don't really make CDs anymore. I mean, that's over. Tape, and the squished little sandwiches with cheese. And we make it fun. And it's not about the trip only, it's about where you're going and making that whole road trip fun. So sometimes people say it's not about the destination, it's the way you get there, which is also the subject of today. We were thinking about it because we have all different goals.
Yep.
And in life you can have goals relationship wise, for your job, your family, your friends, personally, and we are very clear on what our goals are going to be for our job.
For 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2021.
Yeah, we've been working with a new company that we have partnered up with, and coming out with some really fun things for the Fun Road, and just getting more brains in on this great work.
Because we know we cannot do it all by ourselves.
No. Yeah. That is one thing that I have learned to do happily is delegate things out, because I don't want to have to do all of it.
Accepting help is something that I've learned to do.
Yeah.
Because I always thought accepting help is a sign of weakness. When people offer, and I actually saw that once, and I thought, oh my God, that is perfect. I said, that is perfect. And I think I saw it in Orange is the New Black. And somebody said, when somebody offers something to you, you shut up and say yes.
Yeah.
And the girl goes like, that doesn't make sense. You can't shut up and say yes.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Like, yes.
You shut up and say yes. And I learned to do that. And from now on, I remember like flying, and they used to come and say, can we offer you a drink before takeoff? I wanted to feel like,
oh, I don't need anything.
It fine. Makes me, I'm fine. It makes me feel like less excited, which probably going to make me feel like I do this all the time.
Yeah.
And now I said, yes, yes, yes. You walk in a shop, they offer like a new piece of cake from something they baked.
Yes.
You go
Although
out.
I do not get the samples in the mall from the people who want to rub lotion on my hands. They want to give me that lotion and then grab my hand and rip me into the store, and it's like,
no, those you do not do.
No, you say hell no.
No.
Run.
Yeah. Because or you know what? This is something you got to do. When they say, come in, we have a lotion. I said, just letting you know, you can do all the work you want, but I'm not buying anything.
Yeah.
You still want me? See what they say.
Yeah. Well, this one time I had Bridget on my hip, and I was holding bags, and he said, come in here and let me try this new cream. And I said, what about this?
Makes you think
Looks
that
like I could be your customer right now. I am not the customer for you right now. I have a screaming baby on my hip, and I'm holding with the other hand these bags.
Yeah. So this is something we're doing now, because with the company we try to grow, and the things that we need is exactly what they can do. So because we've been actually the last couple of podcasts we've been saying, oh my God, we got great news coming up, and this is coming up, and we never really told them what it is, and we're still keeping them in suspense.
That's right.
And I'm pointing at the camera because now you can also watch us on YouTube, which is fantastic. And we're in Japan.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that still.
We're in Tokyo, and we just had a good workout, went to the store, did a little shopping, and came back, and we met up with some colleagues, and they're like, where have you guys been? Like, oh, we went to the gym. There's a gym? Well, yeah, it's just over there. Where'd you get that stuff? From the store.
There's a store?
Yeah, right over there.
I'm like, you need to get out and go find your own stuff.
Yeah, when you get into a new place, you have to sort of navigate the city. I need to find out where I can get cold beverages and where I can go work out. I go check out the gym in the hotel.
Yeah.
I need to figure out if there's a little mini mart around. If there's not a gym in the hotel, I find something else.
Yeah.
But in our goal of expanding the Fun Road, because we know that the Fun Road, I mean, the podcast, we talk very lightly about things that we go into in great detail, backed by science and research in our events and in our online trainings. But in spreading your wings, you have to allow other people to help you grow.
Totally.
And I think that has been something that we had that feeling of like, I think someone's at my door.
I'll continue to talk.
Okay, perfect.
So now you can see we got people cleaning our rooms as well. We're in a hotel, by the way. So, but it's true. This is something that I've learned, that if I want to grow in life and I want to do everything by myself, it's going to go very, very slow. I need to find the right people who can help me, who can get me better, and I can get them better. Of course, it's a corporation together.
I do think,
but that goes everything just goes way faster that way.
Yeah, and you have to be in that you have to be vulnerable and trust people. And I think that when you show like, hey, I don't know how to do this, can you help me? You really have to show that that you haven't figured it all out. You have to kind of show what some people might see as weakness, but you have to be vulnerable and say, you know what, I need your help on this because I really don't know what to do. Is that something that you can do?
Yeah.
And you have to learn to trust other people, that they will be there and help you.
So this is one of our future goals for the Fun Road, for the whole company and for the podcast and stuff like that, is, should we actually tell them?
Sure.
Really?
No.
Should we do that in the next podcast?
Yeah. Because
you got to stay tuned, because we got to prepare what we can say, what we cannot say, because it's going to come out soon, and it's going to be about the same time that we launch the podcast is what the new thing is going to be. So the next podcast, stay tuned, because that's when we're going to explain you our plan. What is a personal plan that you want to achieve in 10 years?
Let's start with yours.
A stable relationship, happiness, and the feeling of really home.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that in Bruges, but I mean, I'm 44 now. In 10 years, I'll be 54. I bet I have a feeling that the good thing is I have my house in Bruges.
Yeah.
No matter what happens in the next 10 years, within 1 month, I can be back settled in Bruges. So that's a good backup.
Yeah,
if I wouldn't have that, I would be in panic.
Totally.
Now, what am I doing? Where do I live? Because the last 8 years I've been living all around a little bit, and maybe trying to find a home feeling. But it was always for a relationship that I moved, and now the first one was for work, and then relationship, and never really had the same feeling, because once you get at an age where you kind of like, okay, the people I got now are the people that are 90% gonna stay with me forever.
Yeah.
And some change, and there might be a new relationship and a new friend and a friend leaving. That happens all the time, but 9 out of the 10 people that I know now are going to be there in 10 years.
Yeah, it's so true.
And I want to have that feeling of stability. I'm talking about something personal, so that really home feeling stability.
You have been very, like, what's great about you is that you easily adjust to other cultures and people. Yeah. You find beauty and you find your piece of home everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
However, it can only go so deep.
Oh yeah.
And there's a feeling that I have when I pull into like my cul-de-sac and pull into my house, where I'm like, I'm gonna be buried here. I am here for the long shot. And that is a fantastic feeling, because for the first 10 years of my marriage, we moved 7 times.
That's crazy.
So every year or a year and a half we moved. So I was never settled, and I never felt like this wasn't the neighborhood I was going to be in. And when we moved into the house that we've lived now for 6 years, almost 7 years, you know, we moved in right before we filmed Incredible Results.
Oh my God, really?
So we moved in May. We moved into the basement for 2 weeks, and then we were gone. So we kind of extended that filming vacation so that we are repainting and redoing the floors and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been there, and that's actually the longest I've ever been in any house growing up.
You know, I have my house for 20 years. That house in Bruges, 20 years.
And you lived in the same house growing up until then?
Yeah. I just had one house where I lived with a friend for about a year.
Okay.
And then I moved, when I was 24, I moved into that house.
So
Madre mia.
My family house, we moved all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So I was never in a house for more than 4 or 5 years growing up.
Yeah.
So I never had that feeling of...
You're going back home to your parents, like...
Oh, yeah, there's none of that.
To your mom to celebrate
Christmas.
There's
no history.
Oh, my
there.
God,
yeah.
This is my room.
Yeah.
No.
There's none of that history in any of... Now my mom lives in Texas, so...
Yeah.
There's no place of home like that.
No.
And so when I go to my house, you know, Brian's like, what if, you know, financially, what if something changed? Would you ever want to move? And I never have that feling.
No.
Even if there's something that I don't really like about my house, I feel like if you keep bouncing from house to house to fix a layout, I think you just... Yeah.
So what about you in 10 years?
So some of the things that I've been wanting to do recently, I just did like some little mini makeovers on my house. Mm-hmm. That was like, okay, within the next year, I want to I did a little temporary fixes in 2 of the bathrooms. And then we redid some things in the kitchen. Yeah. Now we're redoing the basement. And that was like a 5-year thing that I've been having in my head for a very long time.
Yeah.
That basement's going to be so nice when it's done.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, my main focus is to continue to have a strong relationship with Brian. I think that people are under the illusion that you get married, when I was young, I was kind of just thought, oh, well, you get married, you just work it out, or you're never attracted to the other person, you're always happy, or this is what the ideal marriage is. And the truth is, marriage is every single day re-choosing that person and showing love to that person.
Of course.
And reminding yourself why you chose them even all those years ago. So that's always my main goal, is Brian and the kids, a good relationship with them, because that is a foundation that if it's unstable, everything else falls apart.
So what would be something that you feel like you need to work on because you have a good relationship? What are you scared that might not be there in 10 years, or that you say, okay, I got to make sure that that this keeps going that good way, because if I don't work on that in 10 years, it might be shift, because in 10 years your kids are going to be
I was just going to say
out of the house probably.
Right now I'm really focusing on building family traditions, or continuing family traditions, because my kids are 12 and 15. She's almost 13. And these are very crucial years that I want to make sure that I continue a good relationship with my kids during their teen years, so that they feel that feeling of home that I maybe didn't have, that they really feel like they have a great, good relationship. I want to do some humanitarian trips with my kids.
Like what?
I go to Mexico and help build a school, or help. Okay. One of my friends, Megan's dad, goes to Mexico, and they build stoves for people in this village. And you just take for granted that you can just, with electricity or gas, have a stove. And it's an expensive trip to go, but you bring like education packages and hygiene packages for the women and children. And then you build stoves for them. And that's something that I really want to do with my kids. And I want to make sure that we have good, like, retirement.
Financially.
Yeah.
I mean, if you own the house and everything, you will never have a bad retirement already.
Yeah. And we don't have...
There's a level of luxury. There's different levels of luxury.
Yeah.
And we're happy that we can, first of all, work, but have a feeling that we're traveling the world, doing something we love, making financially good stability money with it.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, because for me there's no use in working and getting rich and wasting 30 years of your life doing something you don't like.
Then you're old and you're ready to spend the money on what?
I'd rather make less money but do something my whole life that I feel like this is exactly what I love to do. So if I can choose, sorry for that. If I can choose being a millionaire in something I don't really love or it's not passionate about it, I mean, making a lot of money can drive you to that one, and it doesn't really matter if you like the job or not. You just love to do that, or you just want to get that goal, or just making good money with something that I love. I definitely choose the second.
Oh, for
definitely.
Sure. I think
but
that
if it's both,
win-win.
I mean, that would be fantastic.
I think when you're in a job where you feel like you are making an impact on your life, that you are better for it.
Yeah.
Recently, I've had to really put, like, in practice the things that we preach. We're going through, like, kind of like a family issue. And all relationships have their highs and lows, but we're dealing with some family things right now. And I really had to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
And it's not that I just think it's good for other people. It's good for everyone, including me. And so I think when you're doing something that you feel like you're better for it, you feel like you're fulfilling a purpose.
Totally.
And
totally.
So
the good thing about it's almost like you're working out because you're teaching classes, and you're staying fit because you're working out
it's like
as
you
an
get
instructor.
The benefit of both.
Same for us, but now in the mental coaching.
Yeah.
Because we teach that training all the time, we're almost obligated to
be it. Yeah.
And because we're training ourselves, we become that, and we can see the benefits, because what we preach in the training or in the podcast and stuff like that is something that we really do every single day, and we can see those differences. Yeah,
you feel kind of like a fraud if you don't.
Of course.
So and you can't do it with your whole heart if you're not it.
No, and there are moments where we do not succeed.
Yeah.
But from the 10 times, 8 times we do.
Yeah.
And that's not bad, because it used to be 0.
Exactly.
I mean, when something came up my way and it was something bad, it got stuck to me. And now you learn to, and then it became 3, and then half of the 10, and then now it's 8 out of 10. Yeah. And there will be a moment that nothing will make
You're just very trained
in
it.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I think I could sum up all of my goals in my goal is to continue moving forward in all of the areas of my life.
Yeah.
And truly in that, try and be very present and grateful where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I look at health. And so now when I go to the gym, I think, okay, there's kind of this, I have to go to the gym, but I really am so grateful that at this age I feel physically fit and I feel healthy. Yeah. And it's every day making choices so that those habits are just who you are. It's no longer having to think so much about it.
Exactly. I mean, this morning we're working out. Tell the people how old you are.
I am 37.
Yeah. You're 7 years younger than me.
Yeah.
You're sitting in a split. You're sitting in a split, a complete split, and you go, oh, that hamstring. I'm like,
oh, my hamstring feels a little tight in these splits.
You're 37 and you're sitting in a split.
Yeah.
You're not doing bad.
That's not too bad. I mean,
No.
why do I need to do the splits anymore?
Yeah. I mean, so just continuing to work on body, mind, getting the goals financially, because I'm 44 and I see a lot of my friends say, the life I have now is the life that I'm going to continue in for the next 20 years. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No. And for me,
you have so many options. Like, you're still so young.
Yeah, it's just getting started. So setting those goals for me is a continuing. It's not, this is my goal, and once I get there, it's done.
Exactly.
No, it's continuing growing, and it's continuing changing. And we do that in the training because we talk about the fun road, which is location, destinations. Once you get to your destination, whatever it is, financially, relationship, emotionally, whatever it is, once you get there, it doesn't stop. There's a new road, and then there's a new road, and a new, and you keep
just
going.
That constant. Yeah. I think that's how I would really sum it up, is to be constantly
traveling,
putting effort. Yeah. Constantly putting effort toward evolving into always a happy, healthy version of myself. Yeah, yeah. And that comes with daily practices. Mm-hmm. And that comes with really looking at what your next step is. So I don't know. I mean, we own our house and our cars, and we don't have debt that way. Mm. So I can't think of, once I pay off my car, I can't have that goal. But I can also say, okay, I want to have experiences. I want to go and there's some places I want to see, of course, for myself with work, or for Brian and I, or for with us and the kids. There's certain experiences like that, but there's no check mark. Okay, now you're done. Congratulations. No. It's just that constant evolution.
The thing is that the great thing that we explain is you can drive in the fog from New York to LA. All you need to do is, when it's foggy, you can only see a couple of feet
as
or
long
a couple
as you
of
can
meters.
See a couple.
Yeah. Once you get there, you see the next meters and the next and the next. So even if your goal is not clear, taking a step, you will see that next step. Yeah. Taking that step, you see the next step. And then you get around the corner and you see a whole new road. I mean, it's a constant moving forward. And that's I think that's the key. Whatever your goal is in life, take a step. Yep. Do the first. People say, I would love to do that. First step, research online. Mm-hmm. Start with that. Next step, call that company that you research,
I mean, with
or
now
whatever
that we have
it is.
the internet,
of course,
you can educate yourself
so fast.
Yeah.
I
mean, we were talking about this with traveling, how now there's Google Translate. I mean, I can hold my phone to something in Japanese, and it'll show me in English what it is.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, traveling now is so different. You have internet access anywhere. You have phone access. And so I think as you're constantly pushing yourself to evolve, you have to take almost like an inventory check of where you are stuck and why you're allowing yourself to stay stuck. Because if you are stuck in something, it's because you are not ready to take the steps to change it. Mm. You're just kind of staying stagnant, and you have to do the work on yourself to move forward.
Totally. Talking about internet and talking about you can always learn online, we are not going to tell you what the surprise is yet. That's why you have to tune in next week for the next episode, because we have a great, fantastic news coming up, and it has to do with learning stuff online, but you are going to absolutely freak out when you find out what it is, and we cannot wait to share.
Freak out!
Hey, freak, say shake, freak out! Here we go. 1, 2, freak out! Wait, I got a great song.
You gotta freak out! I'm gonna freak out.
They know it. They can sing it.
Listen at home.
You sound great.
Say chic.
Freak out. All right, so think about this week where you are stuck, where you want to move forward, and start taking those steps.
Exactly, and don't forget to rate us online. I will give you 30 more seconds where you can sing along with us. Get ready. Oh, not yet. Don't forget, 5 stars, nothing less. Here we go. It's coming, get ready. Here we go.
Freak out.
Thank you, bye now.
Bye, guys.
Bye.